Hey everybody, welcome back. We are about to get into this egg cutting video. Please like and subscribe and follow me on my other platforms. Now let's get right into this egg cutting. This guy was halfway done coming out of his egg, so of course I had to help him out. I'll get into the breeding shortly, but let's just get into the specifics here. Again, I waited until I seen the eggs inside pipping. These two were actually inside the enclosure with the mother crawling around, and once I seen those guys out, I mean, no yolks attached, nothing. This was the first one I seen. Could you imagine? Yes, I was excited.
And then this is the only other one. So part of this is if we want to say, I mean, it got a little bit of a hairstyle. Let's get into this banana real fast. Because this guy, I know he's a banana because you can see it.
Just a little cutting tip here. Use sharp scissors. Make sure your scissors are sharp. You do not want to be hacking away on these eggs. Also, make sure when you're cutting, you keep the scissors in an upward motion. You do not want to be cutting going down. Obviously, you might run into the snake. You cut along the egg and the egg only. Slowly. You do not want to be cutting just like, oh, I'm just cutting, and you end up hitting the yolk sac or accidentally hitting the snake, God forbid, with the blades or anything like that. Again, this is why you need sharp scissors and need to be very careful when doing this.
You see that? You see, still got the yolk. You see the yolk a little bit? So this one's not done all the way, but now he can breathe.
You can see right there that the baby that was in that egg was not fully done absorbing the yolk inside. So you gotta just, you see that? You kind of just send him right back to the side. You cut the little hole, give him an opportunity to come out of the egg, give him an opportunity to pop up and breathe, just in case, again, you have issues going on inside the egg where they've turned and the umbilical cord is choking them or something like that. You do not want to have to deal with that if you can see it. If you can try to get in there and wiggle them around to move them out of those bad positions where they're hurting themselves and can fatally hurt themselves, you want to definitely do your part. In that note, there's not a whole lot that you could do if that is happening, except for what was just mentioned. Try to wiggle them around inside of the egg and see if they can get themselves in a better position. Here you will see that it got bloody. It got real bloody. This is why you want to have newspaper around, paper towels. I have right next to my zinc, so I have running water to rinse things away. But you need this type of a situation. Yes, I got my bell. So right here we're talking about cleanliness. It's mainly for the baby snakes because they're about to be transferred to their new location where they're going to be hopefully in a sterile environment. Right here where I had my baby snakes, they were coming from the maternal incubation situation. So they're coming from mother's enclosure where anything could be in there at the time, and at this point I want them to go into their next location as clean and sterile as possible to avoid any ailments.
Gotta get the bells. I gotta get another bell.
So some of the eggs are a little bit tougher to, get the scissors around. So you kind of like to get a little poke out of it and try to guide your way along the top part of the egg, if you will. Here's the last egg, and as mentioned before, I need a new camera guy because this sucked. But we had to take what we can out of this. These beautiful animals. They're the first ones to crawl out. I'm just trying to clean up after them. That's why I mentioned before to have those newspaper and paper towels around, so that way you can clean all this mess up. It's a lot of egg yolk and stuff all over the place, man. You got to be ready for all this type of stuff. This right here was the byproduct of a pastel Mojave banana to a single gene Mojave. So I was trying to see if I can get some females out of him. Everyone knows that your bananas will make you some boys, but I was just trying to go with the odds and hope that he can be one of the rare ones. So right here, you want to separate them as they come out of the egg. You want to get rid of the old egg, take the baby out, make sure that the baby has absorbed all of its yolk. You put him inside the new container with his brothers and sisters. You put a bowl of water in there. I put a few hides in there. As you can see, I have the probes in there. You want them in the same temperature that they were in the entire time during the incubation. 86, 87, under 90 degrees, 100% humidity.
Finally absorbed his yolk. I think it did. We're gonna check it out. But let's get a look.
They are all not going to come out at the same time. They take their time. As a matter of fact, during this time, my single gene pastel, which I believe was a black pastel, she actually escaped, and I didn't end up finding her, unfortunately. I was waiting for that one to come out just to see this guy right here. I'm trying to figure out, I'm waiting on that single gene pastel just to see if that's the only combo or single gene that I got. This was very interesting clutch because I have a 4-gene male that I mated with a single gene female. I only got one normal out of it that I believe is normal, but again, if you look at her, we're going to talk about black pastel.
Oh, we got 2 of them out.
There's your black pastel.
You pastel.
That black pastel still in there.
Bell about to pop out.
The bell's ready to come out.
This looks like a black pastel Mojave.
I'm gonna use bananas.
And I see pastel.
These are the brothers and
no
sisters right
pastel.
there. Those 2 are brothers and sisters.
There's no single gene. This is the banana.
And always give it those dirty eggs. Try to make sure you police that as frequent as possible because that stuff can start to get real raunchy. Now we got another banana here.
Then you dispose of that nasty little egg. You keep it on that one. That's pretty little guy. Look at the other. Nice, like.
Right here we have another pastel banana Mojave. This male just crawled out. You can see I stretch him out a little bit here where you can kind of get an idea of if their yolk is already all fully absorbed. And again, you have a little slit for the belly button. You want that to be completely shut. You do not want to see any openings there.
Nope. We have 2 regular bananas and Nermills are carrying the black pastel gene, so we're hoping that this one is.
If you haven't seen a black pastel banana, it is very, very beautiful animal. I was just trying to see if the black pastel gene traveled as frequent as that pastel gene clearly did through all of the bananas, which I didn't mind. It was they're very beautiful snakes. Look at these animals.
And then we got this pretty little guy over here. This is a passive. This is Mojave. And
this beautiful one was actually a female. This is Widow. She was actually a pastel, black pastel Mojave. People call pastel and Mojave passes, but it's just a play on the words.
There's some good genes going on right there. Look at the bananas. And this is the normal. We're not really like, oh my god, look at this normal. Look at this normal.
This is the one that I was curious about, that I call the normal, mainly because that's just how it goes in the hobby. You have to do the math and understand that the possibility of having a single gene black pastel out of that combination. Just ripping open the eggs at this point. The eggs, again, they're more of a leathery consistency. They feel like they can be pretty tough, but it's more like some tough, wet cardboard. When you're ripping it, like, you know, you gotta get in there, but they'll give. You can see that banana's egg is in bad condition, and that's another reason why you want to keep it clean when they go into the next location. Well, again, at this stage, it's perfectly fine to open up all your eggs. You do not want to force them out. You want them in there the same consistency that they had this entire time till they crawl out on their own. When they crawl out by themselves, it's usually when the yolk sac is completely absorbed. You want them to do that by themselves.
Pretty bright.
Let's take a look at this guy. Actually, it was a female. Look at those flames. Oh my goodness. I really wish I would have been able to keep you in your tub. He needed a little bath, making me wait all this time. Lucky I didn't keep you in there. Yes, this is the Belle. This is the Super Mojave. When I went to my last expo, I actually used this girl, it was a female, as a raffle when I got there. This is the one of 2, the black pastel Mojaves. Normal. I mean, like, I'm not calling that black pastel. Hell no.
One of these, I think this is it. This is I think this might be black pastel. gonna have to really look into
You can see the Mojave, how the teardrops, the keyholes go down to their bellies, and then just separates or disappears rather. Another banana. And look at those oranges and those purples. Look at these guys. This is the one that had the J on them. There she goes again. Look at that. Can't be a single gene black, a single gene pastel here. Cannot be a single gene pastel. You tell me. And look at this one. I was so hoping this was a male, but it ended up being a female. Definitely a 3-gene combo.
obvious ornamentation of black pastel,
And right here, once again, you can see that not all of these babies come out at the same time. Even at this time, I think this is day 10 or 11, and this guy is still sitting in there. I'm not rushing it. He's just chilling. He's going to be out when he comes out. He could be all the way done, absorbing his yolk and ready to come out. He's just sitting there chilling. Hey, take your time, homie. Thanks again for watching, you guys. Please like and subscribe for more content, and stay tuned for more.